In the Cyberpunk 2077 deep dive video, V encounters Netwatch agent Bryce Mosley in the Grand Imperial Mall in the Pacifica district of Night City while on her errand for Placide and the Voodoo Boys. Due to specific choices V makes, this ends up in many Netwatch agents literally jacking out. So, who are Netwatch? Netrunners have a variety of names for Netwatch, including the Bogeymen, Net Pigs, and Ice Weasels. The origins of Netwatch can be found in Europe, its headquarters in London, where it started as a private security organization, sponsored by several corporations. Its purpose was to combat rogue Netrunners and prevent computer crime against client assets. In 2013, following intense pressure from the European Council, Netwatch managed to acquire a charter from the UN, allowing them to expand their operations globally. As Netwatch provided results, additional governments and corporations began to make sizable donations and regular contributions to the organization. Netwatch often operate out of whatever locale they can, moving after each run to make tracing difficult. Agents generally just locate and immobilize net criminals, calling the local police to go and pick them up. When a net showdown does occur, Black Ice is traded like gunfire by agents and runners. Netwatch agents run the gamut in quality, largely depending on the region. The Euro Theatre fields some excellent talent, but the most exceptional netrunners in the US strike out on their own, so the Netwatch agents there tend towards a slightly lower grade. One of the few Netwatch personalities from 2020 that discussed his vocation was Agent Jason Drow. Jason saw society as sinking fast. Everyone was looking out for their own interests at the expense of everything else. He didn't like it. Most folks don't care what the results of their actions are in the long run, so long as they themselves are better off now. And yet, there are still those with vision. Some people still care about the other person. The Holy Church of God in Night City. This church still feeds the homeless. They still do a lot of charity work. They care, and they are working to make tomorrow a better place than today. There are plenty of others too. People who believe in doing legitimate business instead of stealing. People who use the net for the betterment of everyone. As part of Netwatch, Jason knows that there is at least one netrunner who puts the interests of others before his own. He explains that, "I do everything I can to make sure that all business is legal, all data is secure, and no one dies at the hands of a technopath." Netwatch is problematic because we must operate within the letter of the law. We cannot interpret the law or make value judgments, or else we slip from being law enforcement operatives to being vigilantes. We do not want that. We want the support of the corporations and the governments and the public at large. So we follow our code of conduct rigidly, whether as individuals we might think otherwise. Perhaps the most well-known Netwatch agent is Magnificent Curtis, a Fiji-based netrunner. When he started, Magnificent Curtis used the handle Rocky, but the new tag was given to him by netrunners down in Australia. He earned his name for his attitude and approach towards Netwatch runners. He wanted them to be perfect and to give them a goal to strive for. He tried to be perfect himself. He is described as fair, even-handed, slow to lose his temper, but quick to respond even with lethal power if attacked. He has a strict regard for the laws of the land and an encyclopedic knowledge of the territorial laws of each of the countries covered by Netwatch. He was often described as the yin to Rash Bartmoss's yang. He's calm, quiet, and law-abiding, but he shares the same zeal, enthusiasm, and dedication to his work as Rash. During the Fourth Corporate War, Rash Bartmoss shared his gifts with the net in the form of the data crash and the Rabbids. Netwatch found themselves overwhelmed and gave up. On March 5th, 2023, Magnificent Curtis and the IG Overwatch Council activated IGTA Dissolution Prime, propagating a code wave that crashed the IG protocols. The net was dead. Approximately 10 years later, CityNets, which were local VPNs, became established in some of the reclaimed cities. Netwatch oversees the development of these new series of networks with corporate backing. Running the old net, an almost suicidal proposition, the remnants of Netwatch have done their best to ban netrunners from large sections of the net to keep the data crash from spreading, and one of these methods appears to be the Black Wall. Netwatch literally destroyed key net nodes in the system and took others offline. What net traffic still exists in the red period is limited to heavily secured VPN or air-gapped systems which network together as a single group, building or campus. Circa 2045, Netwatch attempted once again to clear out the Rabbids and re-establish the old net. After losing a 3-year battle, they gave up again and shut down all the major nodes into the old net, although some netrunners still try to go there to loot the abandoned systems. Thank you for chipping in.